Good morning. Welcome to Down Home Bites with Darlene. I'm Darlene and welcome to my kitchen. I'm not sure about you guys, but a lot of times the things that I bake at home has something to do with a memory. And so yesterday I was thinking about the first time I ever got on a plane. I think I was already 25 years old, scared to death. But back then they served meals to everybody. We were going to Cancun. And so I remembered the dessert that they had. And it was this cookie, and it looked very Lacey-like. And so that's kind of been my last thought about it. But yesterday I was thinking and thought, I sure enjoyed that cookie. I'm gonna see if I can find a recipe. So I did, I found a recipe, and it's called Lacey Cookies. So we're gonna make those today. So if you'll give me just a minute, let me get all my stuff together, and I will get the camera down on the bowl so you can see what's going on, and we'll take it from there. Okay, we're gonna get started. Make sure my video is on. It is. So the first thing you're going to do is, just get you a mixing bowl, and you don't have to use a mixer with this either. It's all done by a spoon. So the first thing you're going to do is take a half a cup of butter and melt it. So we pour that in the bowl first. And go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 too. Okay, then the next thing you want to do is we want to add 3/4 a cup of sugar. And we're going to stir that up a little bit. And I'm sure I have apologized for it before, but I do have a very heavy Southern accent. So if there's something you don't understand what I said, it won't offend me for you to ask me that. It won't be the first time for sure. Okay, we got that. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to add 1 beaten egg. So I had already got it mixed up a little bit here. So we'll pour that in there. Go ahead and stir that up. Such a pretty day today. I got out for just a few minutes prior to this, but man, is it ever hot out there. So I figured today's a good day to stay in and just do some baking. Okay, then the next thing we want to do is add 1 cup of quick oats. You'll have to use the quick oats or they will not turn out. So pour that in there. Okay. Go ahead and stir that up just a little bit. Next thing is 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Now, if you're really familiar with baking, you know that baking has to be precise. A lot of times it just won't turn out if you've got a little too much of something or a little too little of something. Cooking, on the other hand, is quite different. You can kind of do that, by your taste. But baking, you want to try to get it as close to you as you can. All right, so the next thing is a teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm using vanilla bean paste. And if you've watched my videos before, you know what the love of vanilla bean paste is to me. It makes a world of difference. So now we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. I wish all of them came with this little thing right here where you can just even it out. Makes it so much easier. Okay, let's get this mixed up. Now this cookie is a flat cookie. So although we will be scooping it with a cookie scoop, it will spread out during baking. So you want to probably about 3 inches apart from each other when you put them on your pan. Okay, that is all of the batter. So now, what you want to do is get your baking sheet and put parchment paper on it. Now what I do, my little thing is, I always spray the pan first with cooking spray, and then I put my parchment paper on there so that the parchment paper will stay down. So let's scoop us out a few. It's very loose. That's the way it's supposed to be. Okay. So I probably am going to just put, since I don't know how far they're going to spread, I'm just going to put 2 like that. Okay. And yeah, it'll take us a little bit longer, but that's okay. We got all day, right? All right. And we'll do one more. And that should give us a little bit for the next tray. So, like I said, your oven is on 350, and we're going to put these in for probably about 8 minutes until they're brown. So, I lost my control. So we'll get that done, and we'll be right back once these come out of the oven. Okay, we're back. That first batch is out of the oven. It took about 23 minutes for these to bake, and I probably used a cookie scoop that was a little bit too big, but at the same time, you know, here they are. See how big they turn out? The ones I had on the airplane were about like this, I guess, and they had also dipped the back of them in chocolate, but I wanted to try the recipe out first just to make sure that it was the same thing. And so if it is, the next time I may dip them in chocolate. But I'm going to put my next batch in. Thank you guys for joining me today. And I hope you have a pleasant Saturday and an even better day tomorrow. A little bit later this evening when I make dinner, I'm going to make a new recipe. It's called corn brulee. And if you've ever eaten at Chop House, they have a dish very similar to this. So I found a copycat recipe, and I just kind of went through it and put my own jig to it, you know. So I'm going to be making that this evening, so I will video that when I do. Just a reminder of the ingredients that it takes for this. I don't know it by memory, but you'll need, of course, parchment paper, a half a cup of butter, 3/4 a cup of sugar, 1 egg, all-purpose flour, 3 tablespoons, a teaspoon of vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And that's, you know what's so good too, is these are ingredients I usually have on hand all the time, so I didn't have to make a special trip to go get any. So that was another plus. So you guys, thank you, and remember to please like, share, follow, subscribe, whatever you could do would help me out tremendously. Thank you guys for your support, and have a wonderful day. And I forgot, she wanted to be on camera too. She was down here watching me on the floor, and I forgot about her. This is our baby, Darby, and she is a diva. We call her the princess, and I promise you, she does not think she's a dog at all. But anyway, she is the sweetest thing on earth, and she is our joy. So again, you guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time on Down Home Bites with Darlene.